Welcome in, Star Wars Unlimited fans. We are here with episode 6 of Cardboard Chefs. I'm your host, Jeff Creasy, and I'm here with a slew of great people. Let's start with introducing our judges, Mr. Chris Lewis. How you doing today, Chris?
Pretty good. Ready to start this awesome new year with a great new episode.
Happy early birthday, Clueless.
Yeah, everybody
Okay,
wish
still 8
Mr.
days.
Cluis a
8
happy
more
birthday.
days.
Eight days away, that's nothing.
Yeah, but by the next episode, you'll have had your birthday. So.
Yes.
True.
And then it'll be late.
And then Mr. Crispy may be joining us soon for our fourth judge. We will have to see. We are all human beings with human schedules. But who is here right now is Mr. Narchi. How you doing, Narchi?
Oh, I'm good. Glad the holidays are over. They were fun, but I'm ready to get back to school with my favorite people.
Oh, love to hear it. Love to hear it. Tyler, how about yourself? How you doing?
Yeah, doing good. The PQ season, getting to sector season, regional season is about to ramp up, so we're going to be ramping up too.
Oh, yeah, you know it. And now
Playing
on
Rampa?
to our participants. You know him. You love him. Mr. Ian Lego Pizza Klein. How you doing, Ian?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm in my Tony Soprano outfit.
Oh,
so I'm
yeah.
ready to cook up some nice gabagool.
You know it. I love it. I love it. And then next we have Mr. George Hudson. How you doing, George?
Doing fantastic. Ready to cook up some awesome decks. And unlike our next guest, I don't use sour milk.
Ooh, all right.
I saw that diss track you made. So
Before we get to our special guest, we have Mr. Crispy hopping in here as well.
He made it.
You with us, Crispy?
You look so professional today.
oh,
He's
you're
here.
here.
He's here. Nice. Excellent.
Just got out of a work meeting.
And then our very special guest from the new channel. If you haven't watched it, what have you been doing with yourself? From Blue Milk Gaming, Mr. Alex Kraz. How you doing, Alex?
Yeah, hey folks, thanks for having me on. I'm super excited to build something other than Hantu Blue tonight, maybe.
You could always build Hantu Blue. Now, some interesting facts about it. I don't go over the other guests, the other participants' cards because we see those every day. You have a 33% PQ win rate, which I find astounding. That's quite the win rate you got there.
It's good and bad. Like, I need to get some more PQs, but obviously it's been good so far, so I'm excited. I'm grinding this set, going to Mesa, going to the sector, and looking forward to brewing up with you guys tonight.
Yeah, it should be fun. But before we get started, so you and some of the other late night gaming competitive team guys started a new channel, Blue Milk Gaming. Check them out on YouTube at Blue Milk Gaming. Tell us a little bit about that, about what kind of content you guys do, and what people can expect when they tune into your stuff.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up now. I'm doing daily Monday through Friday lunch game streams myself on the channel. We run a free online tournament called the Online Local. Shout out to Crispy. You've played in a couple of them already and
Yes, sir.
done pretty well. So it's just that we realized that there's a lack of free online playtesting for this game, and we're trying to create that. So we had like 30 folks last night on Sunday, and it was super awesome. So if you're interested, join our Discord. We can get the link, and yeah, it's been pretty sweet so far. The community support has been amazing. So thank you.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
if you get to like 100 people, are you gonna start calling it like a online sector?
Something like that. Yeah. We'll see. It's a little bit sweaty because like I got Crispy in there, and Tyler, you played too, I think, the other week. So we got some great players, and yeah, it's free to play. I got free prizing. I got some from OP packs from some local shops to give out at the end of the season. So yeah, it's been super awesome. Yeah,
really cool event. If you're looking for like a good like testing that's like better than just Carabas randoms, I highly recommend.
Nice. Yeah, and that's at Blue Milk Gaming. Check them out on YouTube. Now we're getting into episode 6. Swooper size it.
Uh-oh.
So these are the rules of the kitchen here at Cardboard Chefs. The contestants are going to receive 5 cards to use as their secret ingredients. They'll then have 25 minutes to build a cohesive deck. The contestants will defend their deck to the judges, and then the judges determine a winner. Now, I was gonna make a dad joke about pizza today, but it was too cheesy.
Hey.
So the factors that the judges are going to use to judge our participants, very quantitative things like the spiciness of the deck, the cohesion, use of the ingredients, which note is not usually just the number of ingredients, but how well they work together if you're on theme, and most importantly, vibes. And now for the first phase, we have the trivia round. So we have 2 Star Wars related trivia questions. I will reveal that today they are Star Wars Unlimited based trivia questions. The contestants shout out answers. The correct answer chooses a leader that the others can't use, and the same contestant can't win both trivia questions. And we are going to ask the questions right now. Trivia question number 1. Make sure the contestants are looking at the screen.
I am.
What is the name of this card?
Junior Senator.
Junior Senator.
Oh, Ian was first. Yeah. That is the Junior Senator.
It's my favorite teammate.
I love his little just like, here.
He's going somewhere in a hurry, and I love it. So Ian wins the first trivia question. Second trivia question. How many spy tokens does I Am the Senate create?
Oh,
both were incorrect.
I should know. I played Slide Datable. I played this card.
I thought that question would get people.
Yeah, it costs 6, but you
cost 6, but you create 5 spies.
Oh no.
Wait, so what happens if they're both wrong?
So now we only have 1 trivia contestant winner. So Ian picks the leader that no one else can use, and then George and Alex have a free-for-all for all the rest of the leaders.
I'm the greatest.
Oh, I would love the little live webcam rock, paper, scissors.
Little Rochambeau.
All right. And now it's time for the
We're actually going to pause this. They're going to play a game of Swoop.
Yeah, they're going to play a game of Swoop.
Play a 7 Hantu Blue Mirror.
Yeah. Let's play a really quick Yoda Data Vault Best of 5 mirror. Okay, so before I reveal these secret ingredients, I will say that normally we deal with only cards that are standard legal, unless those cards are secret ingredients. The first secret ingredient, we'll call it the Brewer's Paradise, Daimyo's Palace. As an epic action, you can ignore an aspect penalty of blue, green, red, or yellow. So once per game, you can ignore 1 aspect penalty.
This card isn't even out yet.
It's not, but it's on SWODB, so we can build with it.
All right.
And then the second secret ingredient. Size matters not.
Ooh.
3 cost, force upgrade. Costs 1 less if you control a force unit. And it changes the printed power and toughness of the unit to a 5 power, 5 toughness unit. Dryden Voss. 2/5, cost 4. On attack, you may double this unit's power for this attack. If you do, it does not untap during the next regroup phase. Then, Squad Support. 3 costs, green upgrade. Attached to a non-leader unit. Attached unit gains. This unit gets +1/+1 for each trooper unit you control.
What is happening?
And finally, I'm trying to go a little bit slow because this is a deep burn. I think this is a thinker. There's a lot of options, a lot of directions to go with these ingredients. And then finally, we have Rebel Propagandist. A 3 cost 2/4. When played and when defeated, give another friendly unit +1/+0 and Saboteur for this phase. So these are our 5 ingredients. Now, Ian, now that you've had about 38 seconds to think about it, what leader do you want to restrict access to?
Dude, I have no fucking clue.
That is fair and valid.
I mean, Hantu's the obvious one, right?
No. If you want to brew Hantu with these cards, please go ahead. I'm gonna choose Gar Saxon.
Okay. So now Ian doesn't have to use Gar Saxon, but he's the only one who can. Now, contestants, you have 25 minutes. Begin the deck building. So now what we're going to do is, while the contestants start their deck building, they're going to be muted and deafened in Discord or in video so that they can't hear us talk about all the things that they are doing wrong. So guys, what do you think? This is it's kind of open-ended, right? Because we gave a base with an epic action. It's kind of interesting. Where do you expect them to go with this? What do you think, Lewis?
Oddly enough, Ian actually picked the leader that I was initially like thinking about. Like Gar kind of fits in a way because like you can play Size Matters Not, you can still play Dryden.
Yeah.
Another good one might be Watt Tambor to kind of go with Dryden.
Yeah.
You get to discount one of the aspect colors because you can still play Size Matters Not. You can play any one of the other cards.
Yeah. I think Dryden Size Matters Not is the most obvious combo in here. But what do you think, Crispy? Do you think there might be another direction somebody could take this? Crispy, what do you think?
I think he's lagging out. I think we gotta go next.
Narchi, what do you think?
Yeah, I
no worries.
usually pretty good idea. In this one, I am stumped. I am super excited to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like I honestly have no idea.
I almost feel like we should maybe give them more time because this is a really mean task, I think. What do you think, Tyler?
It's a tough one.
It's a toughie.
I wanted to see Captain Rex with the because then you could also like use the blue base and be like a blue-green troopers deck, but still play Unity Purpose.
Yeah.
So that was another idea that I had. Besides, obviously, Gar's action with Dryden using like all the pump spells and such. But yeah, I want to see if there's someone's going to play Rex. That's the other one I'm going to be looking out for.
Yeah, and I would imagine everyone is going to use the base that's an ingredient because it's an ingredient, and B, it works with Size Matters Not. It can help you fit in an extra card. What do you guys think about the potential uses for this base? Because you could basically use it once per game to play Size Matters Not completely in Aspect. What other things do you think they might try to use this base for? What do you think, Lewis? Anything come into your mind?
I mean, so like if you're playing a hero or a villain, you can play like that big cost card that you wanted to sneak in. Like, hey, I can play a Crate Dragon, right? And I'm not in red. Or I could play Bo-Katan. Obviously it's blue, but you could play Bo-Katan in a villain deck.
Well, it doesn't remove hero or villain aspects. It only
that's true. So you could play, so you could play pretty much Crate Dragon. Honestly, would probably be the best one to play.
I'm really intrigued by the double aspect thing. Like you could play your first Vigilance for 4 and your second one for 6. What do you think about something like that, Narchi, as a concept?
Yeah, I like getting the single discount to bridge you to like a flip or something along those lines. I think makes a ton of sense. So like if and I think we have some Nalase up here, which also fits in well. That I think is a great idea for this type of build.
Yeah, I mean more aspect penalty ignoring, and then you get the Size Matters Not always for free. So you just you could play your first Dryden for 4 or something.
Exactly.
All right, we're just about hit the 20-minute mark. Who do you guys want to go to first? Ian is the one who had basically the leader start. Also looks like Alex has made some headway. Who do you guys want to talk to first?
Let's go with Ian. He always gets to he's quick on the draw. On that.
Yeah.
True. All right. So we're gonna bring in Ian here. How you doing, Ian?
I'm doing good. I have an idea, and I regret the leader thing because now I wish I just chose Tarkin. I was trying to think of like leaders that synergized, and I think Tarkin was the real call.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't think you can really do. I don't think you can do Gar Saxon because Daimyo's Palace is blue, so then like you're double blue, and then like you can get rid of the red or the green from the other two ingredients, but you can't get rid of the size matters not blue, which I think is the real reason to use Daimyo's Palace. So yeah, basically what I have here, here, I'll show you what I got so far. It's a trooper deck that uses squad support, obviously, but also Dryden Voss, and then I'm gonna be playing whatchamacallit, size matters not. I have to get that in there, and emergency powers. So Tarkin likes to make things big, and then you know, I'm just trying to get things as big as possible. So cards like emergency powers, really good. Axe Woves is a trooper, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some cool troopers out there.
But yeah, so it's, you got some cool guys here. Just trying to get a lot of troopers out, make them as big as possible. That's kind of the name of the game. And obviously the Imperial theme because of Tarkin, but I'm gonna play Axe Woves and Dryden Voss still because when they get really big, they're pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to have a size matters not on an Axe Woves.
Yeah, it seems fun.
All right. Well, we are gonna. The Cluis, what do you think about what Ian's got brewing up here?
Yeah, I like it so far. I like also the inclusion of Captain Enoch since you're going with the trooper build. So just constant troopers.
Yeah.
You could like double up his, almost not really double up his ability, but you can squad support so that on him, so he gets bigger while they're out, and then he gets bigger while they're away. So
that was the idea.
Like, almost double dip.
Crispy, it seems like you're back with us. What do you think of what Ian's got cooking up here?
I mean, I'm really excited. I think that this is a very linear game plan that just has a ton of efficient pieces, right? Like you got all of these great threes that you want to play early, and you've got the 3 with size matters not, and being able to have that extra resource. Tarkin is a great leader that can just fill that gap. So you're playing a good 2, you're playing a good 3, then you're playing a 3 into a 1, and then you get into the leader flip. I think it's a very fun game plan. I'd like to see if there's anything that you can do maybe beyond that. So you can find a little bit of depth or reach in there, because the Tarkins do tend to go tall, but they do take a while to get going. So hopefully size matters not can help in that department, but I'd like to see if there's maybe a little bit more spice that you can find that can really, really bring this Tarkin deck to life.
What do you think, Narchi?
Yeah, you said go big, go big, go big, but the namesake of the deck is size matters not. Which one is it?
You know what? It's what you say to some people and what you actually do. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it. Very Tony Soprano-esque tonight. No, I agree that I think the linear nature of it's great. A ton of synergy. Maybe some reach interaction like Barrage seems really good off of some of the these guys get big or shielded.
I'm definitely going to be adding more events. Like I think Craving Power would be great here.
Craving Power,
Overwhelming Barrage for sure.
Just have a little interaction, but there can be a giant Axe Woves, and I would love to see that. And a giant Dryden. That's a tongue twister. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, emergency powers with Dryden sounds really nice to me.
That does seem really fun.
A lot of options.
Yeah, and he costs 1 less because of Daimyo.
Yeah. What do you think, Tyler?
I know the graphics not up anymore, but Bunker Steve is actually not an ingredient this episode.
I was just clicking on Imperial Troopers. He's coming out of the deck. I ain't playing any space units.
I was gonna say it was 0 space units with your bunkers.
There might be. I might end up playing. Whatchamacallit? lurking TIE fighter because
Lurking
I
TIE.
can use Daimyo's Palace to make it cost 4, and then emergency powers on 5, and then like flip Tarkin and make it even bigger. So I might do that as well, just to basically have like a second unit that's just really hard to deal with.
Yeah, I like the idea of really trying to use that base. Besides like the obvious ingredient cards.
Well, it's an interesting kind of dichotomy, right? Because if you build your deck too much around that, then what do you do for the second card like that you need to play? Because you have this epic act. So it's a really interesting kind of give and take with how much do you build around having it versus like if you only have a few cards and you don't draw them, you're just losing 3 HP for nothing. So it's really
yeah, I mean, I think cards like Size Matters Not, like it'll be great to play it for 4 if it like fits the curve, but I don't really hate playing it for 5, right? Like,
yeah,
it can make my Scout like Pursuer like a 5/5 with crit.
Oh yeah,
it starts with 1 power, right? Like
yeah.
that +4 for 5 is like basically what emergency powers does. So
despite being 6 episodes in, I just noticed the big participant thing on the side. I feel like we're like FFG on those mats.
Yeah, that's where that
is literally what it comes from.
By the way, just to clarify, this base doesn't it
ignores one
cost 3. Yeah, but still costs 3, not 4, if you use the ability, right?
Yeah, Size Matters Not would go down by 2 from 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it completely removes. I'm thinking you have to pay 1 still.
No. You're thinking, it completely removes it. Yeah,
gotcha,
just want to clarify.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, well, Ian, we're gonna let you get back to your cooking. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck with the rest of your deck here.
Thank you.
All right, so that's interesting. I feel like that's interesting because I was expecting a lot of people to just go blue-red to play the Dryden in, but he's realizing that a lot of the troopers are green and getting that synergy. So that's an interesting avenue of using the base, but possibly for the Dryden, possibly for a turn 2. Size Matters Not on something else. Who do you guys want to talk to next? We got Alex or George?
I think Alex has a good idea of what he's working on, so I'd love to ask him some questions. He's got a lot of cards selected over there.
Yeah, he's data vaulting it up. So yeah, let's do that. Welcome back in, Alex. What you got cooking up for us here?
Yeah, it is. I started the Hantu Blue 20 HP just to get a little spicy, but I was like, this doesn't fit the ingredients. Not gonna fit a square peg in a round hole. So I thought about Nala Say because squad support, a lot of troopers. You get to bring a lot of good troopers in with her. So I'm looking to build this mono blue Nala Say deck because even though it's mono blue, you get lots of great units. And I'm trying to see if I can build kind of 2 win conditions here, like a trooper swarm, or you get the out of aspect Dryden super combo with this Dryden, Size Matters Not, and squad support. But I've got 74 cards. The first pass just on units, so we're narrowing down. I still got about half the time left. So
yeah, you got 12 minutes left. So you got some time.
So I figure I'll just at the end throw in like all the good blue removal, the power of the dark sides, the entrenched, the fells, that kind of thing. And see what we can get. But I already know I'm going to be playing this tonight after we finish because this looks like fun.
It looks fun for sure.
So we'll see. Yeah.
What do you think, Lewis? Oh, I think Lewis, are you muted?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
the only criticism I have is that there's only 2 techs and not 3 techs. It's the best clone in the game.
Yeah, you're right.
And you're only playing 2.
He's just took like the 75 cards now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got more to take out now.
I'm just trying to make this challenging, all right?
Right. And Crosshair is interesting because I'm trying to do a giant unit. It could be interesting to have Crosshair snipe a crate dragon or something. We'll see.
I do like a good Nala Say deck, so I would love to see how this shapes out. So.
Yeah,
there's some pretty good. You got the new Captain Rax, and the old Captain Rax is great too. Record, of course, gotta have clone. I think it's mandatory. So maybe clone some cool stuff here. So we'll see. but it's out of my comfort zone. But I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast. So
It's out of everyone's comfort zone. I think that's kind of the point.
right.
What do you think, Crispy?
Yeah, I think it's a fresh take on the troopers. I think that Nalase is very underrated, and you've got a lot of fun parts to work with. Also, you've sprinkled in the rebel propagandist secret ingredient. Is that something you actually plan to use in the deck, or are you just throwing it in to try to appeal to the judges that you're using more ingredients?
Well, to me, it's the saboteur. If I'm trying to get this giant Dryden Voss, like thinking if I can like delay the game. Because first I was like, I was almost going to go Dedra for like a hard control, like all in on the combo with Dead Dryden and like size matters not and rebel propagandist. Like that combo seems straightforward. But then I was like, the Trooper seemed like a more fun deck and actually a better deck because it's I guess I had kind of 2 win conditions there. So it's a 1-up for now. I'll see if I end up losing it in. I know there's the Daimyo's Palace. You can't ignore the heroic aspect penalty in key detail if anyone has noticed that.
Correct.
So
yeah.
I have it up there for now, but we'll see if I leave it in or not. But and if I even need the 3 Dryden, even maybe 2 Drydens is plenty. You're not going to play them until late. So I need to get to slicing down these guards. So with 10 minutes, but yeah, some good cards. The Cruel Commando is another great addition to this deck. Even 5s, interesting. Like,
yeah,
you know, it seems thematic to put, but pointless kind of to put size matters not on 5s. So you get the 5/5 upgrade on the 5/5 unit. All the 5s seems fun. Maybe, but he's probably a 2-0 now that we're talking about. There's a lot of other good 5 drops. So
yeah,
we'll see here.
What do you think, Narchi?
The only question I have is, when you play the cards, will you say it in an Australian accent?
I believe it's a New Zealand accent, actually. If we're being,
what
I did put
geographic.
I have Omega on the side because I figured she's maybe good for like slower matchups. We want more card draws. I have her in the sideboard, and it's also kind of a maybe board for now. But I'm gonna get cracking on this. So we'll see.
Well, I'm excited because I don't know what most of these cards do. So
totally fair.
Tyler, any final thoughts before we let Alex get back to his cooking?
Yeah, just a warning that this is not the European episode. That'll probably come later, but not today.
Yeah, I'm a devout 50 carder. I would not do 50-51. So trust me, I'm getting down there. We got to cut a lot of cards here. So
we'll let you get to your card cutting. It's you got 7.5 minutes, little over. So good luck with the rest of the deck build. We'll circle back when time's up.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so I feel like he made it a lot harder on himself with he has so many more cards to look through now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the whole thing of this base, right? Of there, you technically have all of the options available. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, Alex has definitely swamped himself in decisions and choices. I hope that he doesn't miss some of the easier ones. Like Nalase loves to run Anakin because you're playing villain and heroic cards all the time. So I'd love to see if Alex
powers, because he's already in blue villain with Dryden and things like that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because he might just not look at events as much. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But we got a little over 6.5 minutes. So let's check in with George and see. Let's see what George has got cooking up. How you doing over here, George?
Doing good. All right. This is deck number 2.
George, are you sharing the right tab? Because we've seen you on this story.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoops.
Now we see you.
There we go. All
right. So, first deck that I have is Lamasu.
Can you zoom
then I realized
there we go. Scroll through either one.
Probably too close to what Ian looks like with Garnet Saxon, Rockin' Axles, the whole emergency powers. The cool thing with Double Blue Lamasu is you can do stuff like Exiled from the Forest to give grit for 0 resources. So you have combos like Size Matters Not with Childson. So Childson gets experience tokens. Those are the number of blue cards you reveal, and then but his base stats are 2 too. So when you put Size Matters Not on there, he becomes like 9/9, 8/8.
9/9, 8/8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the idea behind the Lamasu deck. That's a thing. And then right. That's a direction to go.
That's a deck
then,
that exists.
yeah. And then I was like, I wasn't super happy with my Daimyo's Palace use on that one because it to me like that deck wanted to be more of a force deck, but I was like, oh, Masamita is insane, and I'm with Daimyo's Palace, I can just make him a turn 1 play and get that value like immediately, and like I was like, okay, I love For the Republic, it's a pet card of mine, so I was like, oh okay, we have squad support, Rex creating troopers. We have Size Matters Not making stuff like Masamita or even Owen into like beaters all of a sudden. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Nice.
How much time do I have?
4.5 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Only needs 3.
There's actually a couple decks. There are a couple cards that I think would be really interesting in this Rex deck. So I can't wait to see how it shapes out at the end.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I agree. Because I think, who was it, Tyler, who mentioned that you wanted to see if someone got to a Rex, and yeah, like there's definitely.
Yeah, I was excited. I mentioned like I wanted to see a Rex deck, and we couldn't really see your screen before, and then you popped up Rex. And I was pretty hype.
So yeah, not to give you any hints or clues or anything, but
You're good.
I'll say the chefs look forward to seeing what that deck looks like completed.
Oh yeah,
Thank
for
you,
sure.
thank you.
What do you think, Narji?
I think there's another double green or another double aspect card that might be real good in this deck.
I'm looking at that too. Yep, you need a purpose. 100%. We're getting there. I still haven't got my turn 1 plays locked yet.
The ultimate Size Matters Not. Size Matters Not your whole deck. Your whole
and I'm
board.
excited to see where the Owen synergy comes in besides the Obi-Wan and Yaddle.
Yeah, it was Yaddle. It was originally Gungi. I wanted a 1-drop to play on turn 2 was the idea, but then I was like, oh, I'm a trooper deck. I should have troopers. So that's when I pivoted.
Gotcha.
I'd love to see the wheels turn and can't wait to see what the finished product looks like.
Thank you.
What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean this is close to what when we were talking about before we went to anybody. This is kind of what I was envisioning, some go wide trooper Rex deck that gets to use the base for not only Size Matters Not, but also cheeky cards like Unity Purpose and such.
Nice.
I think Masamune is the real sauce. I think the card's crazy, especially.
I mean, if you're trying to go wide, it's a good way to get card draw and play more cheap stuff for sure. Well, George, you got a little under 2.5 minutes left, so we're gonna let you finish your brew over here. I'm gonna send you back into the abyss. And yeah, so we've got it was funny that so these are our ingredients again. I'll just bring them up here for a second. So it's funny that we had 2 mono blue decks for a second that were both clone leaders that looked very different still from each other, and we've got everyone using Size Matters Not, which kind of makes sense because we have the blue base. It's kind of easy to fit in. I think we have everyone fitting in Dryden except maybe George. But there's a lot of I'm surprised that everyone hopped on the squad support bandwagon and went troopers. What do you guys think about that? What do you think, Lewis?
Well, so far obviously like Ian's kind of seems like he's locked in. It is interesting to see that everyone kind of jumped on the squad support bandwagon. I'm concerned that Alex won't get his list like to the right thing.
Yeah. It's still looking pretty large.
Yeah. And honestly, like with George's deck, one of the things I was really thinking about was, is there a hero deck that you can play U-Wing and still like make these cards also fit well?
Yeah, because I mean,
like you get to cheat out one of the cards.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Too, for sure.
Like you could cheat out one of the cards with the base or U-Wing or some other type of that I was like kind of looking forward to. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a super interesting thought. It's a good angle to kind of replace the epic action of the base. I like that thought a lot. What are your thoughts, Crispy?
Yeah, so like all the decks kind of look very similar because they're all going after the same ingredients. But in actual like impact and what they do is very very unique. I am sad that no one went for the Rebel Propagandist. I think it's pretty cute.
Yeah.
But I think that with the appeal of like, oh, you can see the easy line for including squad support and size matters
Yeah.
not. I think Raiden is a more appealing card because you can see,
Yeah.
especially with blue and green already bringing the buffs. It's much easier to put Dryden in there to benefit from the buffs than to have the Rebel Propagandist come in and kind of give just a little more on top.
Yeah, I think if the Propagandist wasn't hero, we might have had more people use it, because then you could go like Dryden Surprise Strike. But I think Dryden is the one that people are really trying to like shoehorn in, and so that just kind of left the Propagandist out more. But we have reached that time where this is time in the round.
Pencils down.
We will have to see how many cards certain participants ended at. But this was a tough build. I was saying before we started talking to you guys that I kind of thought we maybe needed more time this round, because the base and the trooper synergies, it gives you so many more things to have to consider, to think about. What do you guys think? But before we get into judging the decks, just a quick couple of words on what you guys thought about this challenge. We'll start with you, Ian.
I'm just mad that I chose the wrong leader to not have them use. They didn't use Tarkin anyways, but I think my Tarkin build is really sick. So like, I don't know. I felt pretty good about it. The Damios Palace is a really interesting card. This already has me thinking about next set. Like, especially with the multicolored cards. Like those seem like it's going to be super impactful.
Yeah,
I'm a dummy, and I thought, because it says ignore one of its things, and for whatever reason in my brain, it meant that it made it just cost one instead of two. It's just free, which is like even better. So like, I don't know, for 3 life, it's not like a terrible trade-off. I mean, maybe it is when you actually play with decks, but when you're brewing, it feels fine. No one's attacking you. You're healthy, So I don't know. It was really cool. It just makes me more excited for rotation and next set.
What are your thoughts on the challenge as a whole, George?
So like, size matters not has been on our radar as like, there's lots of interesting synergies. So that was like, kind of easy to pull off, but like, thinking about everything, I mean, these challenges in general, 25 minutes is like, we're more or less trying to like, it's more or less a synergy like basket contest, trying to solve synergies, it's kind of how it works out, and especially with this one, like the force synergies with the trooper synergies really pointed to that sort of like, to me, kind of pointed to that Republic sort of direction. Like the cards like Shakti really like show off, but obviously like the Dryden Voss was like a little dangling carrot where I was kind of like, ooh, I can make him 5 power and 5 toughness. But,
I knew it would be hard to ignore the Dryden with Dryden size matters not. Alex, what were your thoughts on this challenge as a whole?
No, I thought it was super awesome. I took my timer. I was like, oh shoot, I got 6 cards to cut with like 10 seconds. I had to rapid fire just like cut a couple, and I literally fell out. I watched like Great British Baking Show, and I'm like, Bakers, you have 1 minute. I like felt that pressure for a second, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I got to build some cards I haven't read in a long time, like since I maybe opened packs for them back in Twilight or whatever. But yeah, I'm super pumped for set 7. Like, I think set 7 limited is gonna be fire with the bases being common, like these being the common bases. So
I'm excited to see the rest of the bases. We've only seen a couple of them so far, so yeah, I'm super curious what the limited format's going to look like too. Let's get to the deck defenses. So Ian, we'll start with you.
Okay, so oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, take us through your masterpiece here that you cooked up.
Yeah, so I originally had named Gar Saxon as my leader because I was thinking like, oh, you have all these like cool upgrades and stuff, but then I forgot that the Daimyo's Palace, like the one that you gave us, I'm assuming there isn't the other colors, so like I had to use specifically
Correct.
blue.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to go down Garsax and double blue. Like that didn't really seem appealing to me. Like size matters not already would be in double aspect, so now that card isn't out of aspect, and like I kind of wanted to have a more fun challenge. So what I realized though is that like the squad support wants troopers, and there's a crap ton of Imperial troopers. So I went with Tarkin, which is kind of going on this theme of like upgrade your guys, make them really big, just like have this giant threat and make your opponent say like, can you deal with this? So we have a bunch of like early turn plays that are all Imperial troopers. And then going into our 3-drop turn, we have the option of Axe Woves, which is a trooper, not Imperial, but squad support on him, insane. Captain Enoch, so when they kill your troopers, he grows, and then you squad support him, and then the rest of your troopers make him grow. Lurking TIE Phantom, a card that if you make it very large is insane. Also, like a really good use of the Daimyo's Palace. I wanted to have like 10-ish cards that I was happy with using Daimyo's Palace. And I think specifically like the 3-drop slot was important because you want to be able to like be able to construct your turns. Like one of the big things that I always try to do when you resource in this game, it's like really important, what cards you resource now might impact you further down the road. So having a couple extra 3-drops outside of size matters not, so that you have like a higher chance of drawing them, within that 3-drop turn, so that if you're going to use Daimyo's Palace, then that I can just resource this Dryden Boss that I have, right? Because like I'm not going to play Dryden Boss for 6. So like let me just resource this Dryden Boss because I drew the Lurking Tie or the Size Matters Not, and like I'd rather use those, right? So I wanted to have a bunch of options. Phase 3 Dark Trooper, just kind of like a Sentinel Imperial Trooper guy. Chancellor Palpatine just puts a bunch of bodies on the board. They're not troopers or Imperial, but I think it's just a lot of tempo when you flip Tarkin, and it protects him so he lives, so he can keep making things bigger. I thought the Sand Trooper Cavalry is kind of like a meme, but like he's a 2/6 with grit. That's big.
Yeah.
And like he's also an Imperial Trooper, so Tarkin grows him. Obviously Dryden Voss, really good with emergency powers, with size matters not, with squad support. Like the attached unit doesn't need to be a trooper. You still get +1/+1 for all the other troopers. So just a lot of synergy of like, if I make this one guy large and you don't have an answer, I'm gonna win, right? I thought command as a one of was like kind of free, because it's like I have this ability to just use it on curve if I know I didn't use it beforehand, and being able to like play command on curve for 4 is really powerful, right? It lets me take out Tarkin early, and I still get access to cards like emergency powers in aspect. So like
you could like XP,
I put 2
XP or something. Yeah.
Well, I get to put like 3 XP on something, right? Like if I have a 3, like that Lurking Tie that I played on, or I guess I can't do that in command. But like let's say I have the Axe Woves, it survived or something, right? Like I command that up, I like flip Tarkin, attack, pump something else, and like now I just have like this giant board. And then I'm going into my next turn. FN Trooper, it's another trooper. It's plot. I can plot him out as well. He's not Imperial, which kind of stinks, but like he can make Tarkin bigger so that he survives longer. So that's kind of cool. Super Commando Squad is a good Sentinel. Overwhelming Barrage, Craving Power, just great cards in a deck that wants to make big guys, and also it's a way to clear the board. I don't really have real removal in this deck. And then the fun of one Unity of Purpose as another alternate win con. Again, like if for whatever reason I don't draw any of my cards, I still have Daimyo's Palace active. I can just on 6 play a card that people aren't expecting and win the game.
I like it. What do you think, Lewis?
I really like the overload of Drydens in this deck, right? So Lurking Ties almost like a Dryden. That 2/6 trooper is almost like a Dryden in a way. Like everything just kind of like compounds, and I really like that aspect of it. And Super Commando is like an almost auto include for any Tarkin deck, which is nice. since you can just always have them have Sentinel. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What do you think, Crispy?
I will say I love where the deck went, and I love seeing some of the higher end, the OBs, the Cravings. I think that Imperial Super Commando is also a very underrated card and a great card for Tarkin. I will say I am a little overwhelmed by the number of out of aspect cards. I think I think 10 is a lot. I think that like you're drawing 6 cards on your opening hand, you're probably getting one right there, and then
So Han, so
you're
I did
drawing a bunch after that.
I brought up the hypergeometric. Okay.
I love me some stats.
On the 3 resource turn, you've seen 8 cards. You have an 85% chance of seeing one of those 10 cards. And I just want to be able to make my decision of Daimyo's Palace by the 3 resource turn. And I think 85% is like a good number of like, okay, I know which out of aspect card I drew. I can make my decision of when I'm using Daimyo's Palace and I'll move on. And I'm just going to resource the out of aspect cards when they're bad. Some of them are fine on like Lurking Tie and Size Matters Not in certain matchups, I think are fine to play on 5. I don't think I'm ever playing Dryden as 6. And I'm probably not playing Command or Unity of Purpose. But that's why I made those cards 1-ofs. Because to me, it felt like it was kind of like a free like play as a 1-of, and if it comes up where like I haven't used the ability yet, or like I was able to play around it and like use that ability because I drew the 1-of, then I'll be able to play in my turns accordingly.
All right. I like that.
Yeah. Narchi, what are your thoughts?
So if hypothetically, based on what you said, if you drew your only out of aspect card is Unity on turn 3, like does that actually give you the information that because you're still 3 turns out from that, or are you talking about turn 2 or turn 3? Sorry, R3 or R4?
Sorry, R3.
Okay, sorry, just want to make sure.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm not playing a Lurking Tie or a Size Matters Not on my first turn play, right? So then I know that I have the option of Unity. I'm not gonna like resource it immediately, because I like if you end the game and you never use Daimyo's Palace and you lose the game, and like that just feels bad, right? Like you want to be able to use the ability and have it be impactful. Like hopefully I draw a 4-drop that like a Dryden Boss or a Command on the following turn, but like there's always going to be variance. It's not going to be perfect.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, I wanted to get into your head on that. That's all. I think that makes a ton of sense.
I think the 3 resource turn and the 4 resource turn are like the most important times of like when I'm going to use Daimyo's Palace, because like cards like Emergency Powers you really don't want to play before the 5 resource turn. Like you can maybe play it on 4 if you like played the Lurking Tie on 3. And also like my leader flips on 5, right? So like I want to be able to know what my flip turn is going to look like before I get there.
Yeah. Fair.
Where did you look at any out of aspect 5 resource cards just to try to like combo with the flip?
Yeah, there's really no good troopers that are like red villainy or anything like that on the 5 or 6. I looked at 5 and 6s and they weren't really that great, and I already had Dryden at 4.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool.
Tyler, what do you think?
I like this deck because if you show this deck to somebody and said, what are the secret ingredients? I think that most people would say Sand Trooper Cavalry is one of them. Just the classic 3 Sand Trooper Cavalry, 2 OB. Classic Cardboard Chefs.
That's exactly right. You understand.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
well, Sand Trooper Cavalry comes out before the OB, so like,
Yeah,
I know you get to attack first, and they don't never see it coming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get it.
I see the vision.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you very much, Ian. George, on to you. Talk us through what you cooked up here.
Alrighty. Well, and also a classic Cardboard Chefs fashion. I was like, Lamassu Blue, and I was like, wait, I have an idea. 10 minutes before we switch over. So we're running with the Rex today. So this is a Republic deck. So we're using stuff like squad support, Rex's ability to get lots of troopers. By going wide, we enable things like the coordinate for the Republic, things like Unity of Purpose, Rex Classic, but now we can play that in aspect with Daimyo's Palace. I took a little bit of a different approach to the double aspect kind of theory. So I have Masamida as like a very spiky, like turn one, like get that value immediately. Playing a Masamida out of aspect. Because that card's like a huge card draw engine. That's also a Republic. But also having a late game piece that will use Daimyo's Palace. So like I'm gonna get value from Daimyo's Palace on one of those ends. I don't have to have a whole bunch of out of aspect cards in the deck. Is kind of the idea. With how I utilize that. Size matters not. This might be too cute, but I love the idea of like having outspoken representative as kind of like a nonchalant little token there, and then playing something like an Obi-Wan, and then size matters not turn that outspoken representative into a 5/5 and get to attacking. Also has synergy with things like coordinate and the point. Do you know the name of it? The point rain reclaimer. It comes into play with an experience if you have a Jedi unit. And that experience also gives the bonus after the upgrade. So your size matters not. Turn to a 5/5. It's actually a 6/6. Is the idea there? So yeah, that's the deck.
Nice, I like it. What do you think, Lewis?
The only thing that I feel like this deck is missing is Queen, just to kind of overload the Unity a little bit.
Yeah.
But I like the concept behind it. I was kind of hoping that someone would try to do like a hero with U-Wing to try to like cheat out some of the ingredients. But I like the direction that you took with Rex and.
I would have loved Unity of Purpose in my villain deck. Or not Unity of Purpose, sorry, U-Wing Reinforcements in my villain deck.
It so well in your deck.
If Daimyo's took out Heroic, dude.
Right, you just play a Heroic and you just go like, oh, I can cheat out the Dryden this way or with the base. So,
Crispy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's a really cool concept. I will say that there is I do like the inclusion of This Is the Way and the 12 upgrades in this deck.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, George.
I was seeing it the whole time, my poker face. Oh no, yeah, it's not enough. I know.
George, you have 12 upgrades in your deck.
Yeah.
Crispy, This Is the Way.
I just really want to find for the Republic and squad support for my flip turn, obviously.
Oh man, I love it. I was gonna bring up This Is the Way if one of you guys didn't. I was just giving the judges a chance to judge.
Come on now.
I like the idea of like a Rex that plays a whole bunch of little units and then just like just makes them bigger. And then just like, oh, I'm sitting on 5 upgrades in my hand. All right, I guess I'll use Rex and make a dude, and then I'll play, squad support on him, and he's massive again. So I think Rex might be like the only leader that can get away with playing 12 buffing upgrades.
Fair.
And like if I actually had Mandalorians in the deck, you could find units or upgrades depending on whichever piece of the puzzle you were missing, right? So
I clocked that you had no Mandalorians, and in fact that is only looking for your upgrades.
At least play Axe Wolves, George. Come on.
I know.
Yeah. Where was the if this had Axe, I think that it would be a
He's
I
a
think
Mandalorian trooper, right?
Yeah.
He was in this deck. I was like,
so he goes
yeah,
to
it was
squad
perfect.
But that's part of the time limit, right? It's hard to get all the cards in. What do you think, Archie?
With This Is the Way, the first thing that popped in my mind was Bounty Hunter's Quarry to try to set up the tempo plays to obviously you are resource negative in the end of it, but if you're already playing This Is the Way, one of them might as well be Bounty Hunter's Quarry. And then to set up the Unity of Purpose later on.
You can't kill a unit. Look at this deck.
This is the way for Entrenched and Bounty Hunter's Quarry.
Feedback, I think.
Boom.
Entrenched is so good though.
Tyler, what are your thoughts?
This is the way does stick out a bit. I do appreciate that if you're gonna run Point Rain Reclaim where you actually have some Jedi in your deck, I will give you some points in that because I was half a stack with these like exercises to see cards like that and just like no Jedi and it's like oh it's a trooper.
Well, the Jedi are force units and it works with size matters not to make them.
Not.
No, yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha. But yeah, like Shock T kind of synergizes with this as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have some like early because your 1-drops are really you're not really trying to play your 1-drops on turn 1 in this deck. You're like you're trying to fit them in with the Rex ability and such. So I think they're like these are good 1-drops to play because those are 2 1-drops that are not really 1-drops you want to play on turn 1. They're 1-drops you want to kind of fit into the curve because they're pretty bad on turn 1 because they don't do anything. But yeah. This feels like it probably needs a little more time in the oven, but I see the vision.
Yeah. A little Gungi, a little General's Blade, you know. This is stuff there. A little
Considering
more
you
upgrades.
switch to this with 10 minutes left, I think it's pretty well fleshed out for given that time constraint.
So close.
Alex, why don't you walk us through what you cooked up here?
Yeah, I'll just give like my process. I started scrolling through leaders, and I was like, first idea was like, I want the craziest Dryden OTK, like hard control, nothing but like Dryden, almost like the infinite combo with what's his name?
Sandhill.
Grand Inquisitor's one or something crazy like that.
Grand Inquisitor.
Like Dedra, draw a bunch of cards, aggressive negotiations, slam for 30 in one swing, you know, a la Kylo 5 Darker Town. Shout out to you guys. But then I started thinking, I was like, I'm not big brained enough to cook that up in 25 minutes, so I need something a little more straightforward. So I saw Nala say, I was like, wait a second. There's some great clone cards nowadays, and a lot of them are troopers. So I thought the squad support of all the secret ingredients and the Daimo's Palace was like kind of the 2-card combos I focus on. That's the 1/3 of the special ingredients. And just started throwing in every single clone. I had like over 100 cards. I was like, okay, we got to start narrowing down. Then it started to take a little bit of shape. I had this huge ball of dough when I was kneading it down essentially, and thought about double 1-drop start seems pretty good with squad support and with going wide and with the early flip from Nalisay, getting the 2 restore from each death of the clone, so that you're through in 12 1-drops. And then I saw a lot of cards go wide, like the Batch Brothers makes 2 units. I thought like size matter knots actually is an aspect here, the double blue deck. So that's actually solid because you put it on a 1-drop. Mm-hmm. Now you have a 5/5, clone deserter or 5/5 dive trooper. Seemed actually solid to me. And then cards like Crosshair was kind of interesting. That thing is, no one's seen it get played, but if you don't know what the card does, an action, you get to exhaust him, deals power equal to an enemy unit. So that's just like a sniper. And so you can throw size matters not on him. Now he's a solid 5 attack snipe.
Yeah. He can cross lanes too, right? He can hit space units.
Oh yeah.
You'll see, I have no space units.
Cards.
The space marine doesn't exist.
Oh yeah.
The space marine does not exist, as our Hantu blue players know. So
space can't hurt you.
We got Crosshair, and then I end up having to like cut down. I got to 666 cards. I was like, should I stay at 66 for the thematic, order 66? But like I said earlier, during the middle of the deck building, I'll never ever run more than 50 cards in a real deck. So because this is a very real deck, of course.
Oh, of course.
So then I realized though that actually nowadays the 6-drops are actually kind of insane in this deck. I got the new Captain Rex, the old Captain Rex, which is great into a squad support after that, and then of course Wrecker, which we're all too familiar with, and maybe we'll not miss him at all. And then lastly, it's just like Blue Villain has the best single target removal package, the powers, the no glories, and then some fells, and even made a sideboard as well. That was like we have some longer grind out cards like the Vigilances and the Clones, and some anti-aggro and top target. So kind of came together, but then I lost the Rebel Propagandist because I'm not all in on the Dryden combo. He's a one of just to like have that there. It's like maybe you build a huge board and then throw him down and suddenly he's swinging with squad support for a bunch. Last thing I'll say, I realized with like 2 minutes left, squad support says non-leader unit. So I was a little bit disappointed that you can't throw it on my 1/7 Nalisay and make her just a juggernaut, which I think if that didn't have that text in that card would have seen a lot of play. So
Yeah. I feel like it was an unnecessary nerf personally. Like the card's already pretty build around and high risk. So yeah, I agree. I think it might have actually seen play if it didn't say non-leader.
They didn't want to see my boy Newt Gunray succeed.
Don't bring up Newt. I was gonna bring up Newt.
Well, go ahead, Cluis. This is your chance to bring up Newt.
No, it's too late. I'm gonna make a comment because of what Tyler said. Was honestly looking at this deck, I wouldn't know what the secret ingredients are.
Right.
No, I like the aspect of it. Yes, shout out to Newt Gunray. I tried to make him really good, and squad support would have made him broken, but no. But yeah, I kind of like the aspect of it. The control cards in it feel sort of out of place in a way, where it's like, because it's like, hey, I want to play the Wrecker, I want to play the Rex,
right.
But other than that, I think it's a solid Nalase deck.
Yeah, I will.
High
I will
praise.
say
High
too,
praise.
I feel like the theme outside of the cards really gets fit with Crosshair of like taking a small unit, making it big, and making it do something. So I think that's a super cool addition. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean it's a unique concept to squad support. It's different from what George did. It's different from what Anakin did, and it's a very flavorful way to get around it and way to include the ingredient. I would have loved to see some other cards in here that are really good for this type of deck, like Anakin, right? Like you're playing all of these hero cards and these villain cards in the same deck. This is like the key Anakin deck. Honestly, I think you've got too many techs for me personally, but I think you could have found a way to slot some Anakin.
I mean, yeah, it's a great call. I just didn't even think about it, but there's a lot of great 6-drops. It's a crowded slot for this deck.
It's a
great call.
tough slot when you're looking at Wreckers and Rexes and stuff for sure. What do you think, Narchi?
I love the theme. As long as we're getting the New Zealand accent in there, I'm good. Yeah, I think it's definitely a Nalase deck. It's got the Nalase cards, but I think it was good. I think it was a really good theme to get the ingredients in and to make use of them. What's the yellow card? The Diver. That's a 1-drop, right?
Yeah, 2/1 with coordinate gets the defender gets -2 attack.
Okay, got
so.
it.
Just a 1-drop clone.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Tyler?
I will say that I think this is probably the best size matters not deck because it is the best on Nalase because Nalase is so terrible that it makes it like.
Like that one doesn't say no leader, right?
Yeah, so
I just realized that.
Not can go on your leader.
You can make Nalase like 3/4 of a real leader. Like it's like close. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, like you get to like Captain Rex, obviously a huge boon for this deck. Wrecker's obviously like always been like the whole reason to play the deck. And the base really letting you kind of branch out into more things and like almost just ignore aspects of entirely for your entire deck is an interesting direction.
It's the kindest thing Tyler's ever said.
I think it might be.
I love Crosshair. As anyone who's like tested me for a long time, I've tried to make Crosshair work for a long time.
Yeah.
There's always, I tried to like give the whatever the +4/+4 like no attack like pumps on him and stuff. I tried everything with that card.
Yeah.
So I just love to see my boy here.
Yeah. I also definitely feel like Alex took the hardest challenge that we've had on the show so far and made it harder on himself by saying, what if I had every clone from every aspect? I'm very impressed you ended up with a 50-card deck, I'll be honest. Like that, you definitely like increased the challenge level and did not take easy mode on this, so I appreciate that.
Sideboard. Yeah.
Yeah, and a full sideboard. I love it.
Yeah, I had a sideboard too. Come on.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is each of the judges is going to message me directly who they're going to vote for. I'm then going to ask those judges to reveal their votes one at a time. we will then determine a winner. While the judges are deliberating, I'm going to take this time to say, please like this video, comment on it if you're watching it later, subscribe to the For the Network channel. Really helps us engage the algorithm and make sure that we're doing content that you guys like. So please, please engage in the engagement things. And then, all right, the votes are tallied. And Tyler, why don't you tell us who you voted for and why?
I voted for George. I like that he went hero. I think it was like a little bit different than what the ingredients were kind of shouting. Like they're pretty clearly shouting like a villain deck. So I like him going hero, and I like him finding the Rex to go, be able to use Unity Purposes Rex outside of a double green deck. I thought that's a good find there.
Yeah, I like it. Narchi, why don't you tell us who you voted for and why?
I went with Ian's. I really like the concept of the out of aspect. I think Lurking Tie is really well positioned right now. It can do some fun things, but it also seems like it could be relatively powerful.
Yeah. I like it. Crispy, why don't you tell us who you voted for and why?
I also voted for Ian. I love the coherent game plan. Every card is in there for a reason. And, being able to... I paid 3 health for this base. I'm going to use this base as a very, certain mentality of... I put a lot of strong cards in this deck for a reason, and, I'm going to find one, I'm going to play it, and it's going to change the game. And I think it just has a great blend of a lot of the ingredients, and I really love how it comes together.
Yeah. So we're down to the last vote. So if Clueless voted for George, we have a tie. If he voted for Ian or Alex, then Ian is the winner. So Clueless, why don't you reveal who you voted for and why?
I want to change my vote now, but I voted for Ian. I really felt that. I really felt that you took an ingredient and you kind of overloaded that ingredient multiple times. That's what kind of drew me in. Like you took Dryden and now you said, "Hey, I have more Drydens. They might not be Dryden, but they're kind of similar," and that kind of really drew me in. So,
thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy.
Yeah, huge congrats to Mr. Ian Lego Pizza Klein, who is the winner of episode 6 of Cardboard Chefs. Ian, what do you want to say to all the adoring fans out there who have been waiting for this moment with bated breath and are excited to see you hit another win on Cardboard Chefs?
It is true that size matters not. It's okay to be a short king. I'm a short king.
So true, Bessie.
I'm glad you're referring to your height.
Look, you don't talk to my wife and what she says about me in the bedroom, okay? No, this was great. Love it. Little upset that episode 6 didn't have Ewoks, but this was a fun challenge. And I really like this Daimyo's Palace. Like these common bases seem really cool. I think it's like one of those things where, you show up to that first set 7 tournament and you rock a Daimyo's Palace or whatever color, and like your opponent has no idea what you have in store for them. So it's gonna be a fun set.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And speaking of set 7, that leads us into the special announcement that I alluded to in the Discord teasers that I put out for this episode. I said there would be an announcement at the end of this episode. That announcement is in 3 weeks' time. So January 26th, double checking the date, but yeah, January 26th, we will be live with that will be the next episode of Cardboard Chefs. Our special guest, judge participant, we're still figuring that out. Our special guest will be Just Jack from FFG. We will be doing secret ingredients of preview cards that we will be previewing live on that show.
Ooh.
So
yeah, and I won't know what I am very
Ian-
upset that I don't get to see my own preview card.
Ian and
everyone
George
else
will
does.
not get to see
But-
our own preview cards before the show. I'm more excited about that than the previews, I think. But yeah, we're gonna have a whole show lined up. It's gonna be really awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. So make sure to tune in 3 weeks on January 26th with Just Jack. We will be previewing cards live and doing an episode on our preview cards. So I'm super excited for that. And then
Episode 7 for set 7.
Yeah, exactly. Episode 7 for set 7. So, Ian, congrats on the win. Alex, thank you so much for joining us. This was a blast. I hope you had fun as well.
Oh yeah.
I better see that Nala Say deck at your next PQ.
True. Yeah.
Uh.
And then thanks to all the judges, Ian and George, as always. And this has been episode